Welcome everyone to today's discussion on racial inequalities in the UK. The topic of racism is one of the most important and controversial problems of our time, and recent research has shown that it's far more prevalent than many people would wish. /N In the past 2 years, a team of academics from the universities of St Andrews, Manchester and King's College London have conducted the most comprehensive survey of race inequality in the UK in over a quarter of a century. In the survey, they have revealed strikingly high levels of exposure to abuse faced by members of different ethnic minorities. /N You may be surprised to know that the survey found that more than a third of people from ethnic and religious minorities have experienced racially motivated physical or verbal abuse. That's over 3,500 of people unjustly faced with assault due to their skin color or religious beliefs. Along this, nearly 1 in 6 people from minority ethnic and religious groups reported experiencing a racist physical assault prior to the pandemic. This figure even goes up to more than 1 in 5, when it comes to the Jewish people, and more than 1 in 3 among Gypsy, Traveller, and Roma people. /N It's disheartening, yet not surprising, to see the immense evidence of discrimination and unfairness within the UK today, especially after the much publicised Sewell report of 2 years ago downplayed the existence of institutional racism within the country. We can clearly see the injustices, with more than a quarter of all respondents from minority ethnic groups having experienced racial insults, 17% stating they've had property damage due to racist attacks, a third encountering racism in a public space, and 1 in 6 suffering racism at the hands of neighbours. /N So what can we do to create a more just society? Professor Nissa Finney, who led the study, stated that the findings showed racism to be a part of everyday life of people from ethnic minorities, and she is not wrong. These kinds of inequality will keep on in new and damaging ways if measures aren't taken to dilute it. /N The researchers highlighted that despite these disheartening case studies of ethnic minority groups facing discrimination, the survey found the vast majority of minority groups reported a strong sense of belonging to the British society, accompanied by an attachment to their own ethnic identity and trust in the UK Parliament and the devolved governments. Additionally, the survey also showed that relative to white British people, ethnic minorities were more likely to show political engagement. /N We must take direct measures to deal with racism and ethnic inequality, to not only increase awareness amongst all social classes, but to make sure that everyone is welcome and treated as every person deserves. We must also ensure that people are being employed and provided with the correct education opportunities, alongside having access to appropriate housing to make a refreshing change. /N And with that, we must stay positive that steps can be taken to achieve a just and equitable society for everyone, and continue to stand with every person facing racial injustice so that everyone can safely and equitably thrive.